If 2017 can be called the greatest year in video game history, then 2023 is the greatest year in video game history, the sequel. But before we get to the good stuff, I want to briefly go over the not so good stuff. Okay, now we can get to the good stuff. I got engaged last year, so I played Fire Emblem Engage this year, which was a celebration of every Fire Emblem game up to this point. Also makes me realize I should probably finish Three Houses. The Dead Space remake was so much fun that it was hard to believe EA published it, but I do hope they go ahead and remake the second one because that was my favorite. Stick a needle in the eye. Atomic Heart, which made gamers want robot mommies choke and step on them. Wild Hearts, which was a fun substitute for Monster Hunter while we sit around and wait for the new Monster Hunter. Wo Long and Lies of P were fun Sekiro and Bloodborne Souls-likes. You RPG fans got a lot of RPGs. And I mean a lot of RPGs. How do you find the time to play all these? I only managed to finish Final Fantasy 16. Which, by the way, incredible soundtrack. I can't believe it included a bonus 40-hour game. Fighting game fans got a new Street Fighter and a new Mortal Kombat, and motherfucking Omni-Man is gonna be in this game. God damn. Tekken 8 is right around the corner as well, so that's gonna be fun. Gravity Circuit, good. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, good. Viewfinder, good. New WarioWare, good. Oh man, so many games. So many games! I feel like everyone genuinely got something they could play. So many different genres, so many different itches to scratch, and regrettably, I didn't get to play everything I wanted to this year. There were a ton of games that just kept coming and stacking up in my backlog, and I'll eventually come around to play them. You nerd groups got games for your respective nerd groups. Spider-Man had a massive year with one of my favorite movies ever made, and one of the best Spider-Man games ever made. But was it one of the best video games ever made? Probably not, which is fine. This was one of those years. There were so many amazing video games that came out, and next year we've got shit around the corner like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Dragon's Dogma 2, motherfucking Silk Song. Please. Please! Alright, fine, yeah, this year had great games, blah, blah, blah. But, how many of them make my list? You fools. You have no power over this list. All you can do is sit around and watch. You can't just write a game into this list because you liked it. My writing had become reality. The Dark Presence seems to have taken a hold on Barely, but I'll fix this. I'll write a brand new top 10 list and insert myself into it. The Dark Presence would never find me there, and so I must write, and write more. But I need a name for it. Yes, Barely's Best of 2023. The average From Software game looks like this. Armored Core 6 looks like this. And sometimes that's all you need. It's very rare for a game to push you into super anime robot combat sequences back to back to back where the only downtime is customization. And even that becomes a short minigame where you decide what busted build you want to take into battle next. It's blatant, dumb fun. No cutscenes, no dialogue trees, no shitty voice acting. Just you, your giant fuck-off robot, and that hot AI lady in the back of your head.
It's just me.
Wait. This is Code Geass. Huh. That's funny. I don't remember putting this in my list. What Alan Wake 2 lacks in gameplay more than makes up for it in its storytelling mechanics. I mean, the core gameplay is just... or shine a light on it. But where shit really starts to get crazy is when you write the fucking level as Alan. In the first game, you would find manuscripts and it would sort of tell you what was coming next. In this game, you bend reality according to the plot Alan wants to write up, and it gets pretty intense. One minute, you're in an empty room, the next, fuck, it's a devil-worshipping sex cult. I'm so fucking scared. Saga's parts are interesting too. She's been written into a reality where everyone gaslights her into thinking her whole life was a lie. And it's only when she briefly exchanges dialogue with Alan that she realizes he's using her to be the hero of the story. This constant back and forth between Alan and Saga's points of view creates a pretty confusing storyline that ultimately pays off the more you progress. The atmosphere is chilling. Constant voices in your ear telling you your WinRAR subscription's expired. Long winding corridors. The tension in the music slowly increases, keeping you on the edge of your seat. And then, when you least expect it... sorry, but seriously, I don't remember writing this. Dredge is a calm, peaceful game about fishing. You just go to a fishing spot and come up with your catch. Sometimes you'll see dolphins, or blue whales, or giant krakens. It's absolutely safe. The progression is where the gameplay loop hooks you and reels you in. You sell fish to buy parts to travel farther or catch different kinds of fish. It's like Animal Crossing, you know? You catch a black bass in that game, damn, that's annoying. You catch a black bass in this game, story? What story? There's nothing to hide. It's just a game about fishing. There's absolutely nothing mysterious going on behind the scenes. You go out during the day and you make sure to come back before nightfall. Do make sure to come back before nightfall. Just a friendly warning, don't go visiting any ships at night. Come back before nightfall, or else.
Wah, remake, wah, original, wah, remake, wah.
Original remake, original remake, original remake, original remake. Fuck you! Resident Evil 4 remake just for the boss fight where you throw an egg on Ramon's face. Pikmin 4 is an experience for people who truly enjoy good games. It's not Call of Duty, it's not an open world game, it's not a Souls-like, it's not a platformer, it's just a game where you throw Pikmin at your problems and come up with a copy of Wave Racer. And then there's a doggy. This is the real reason this game is on this list. In a year where we've had several large open world games and 40+ hour JRPGs, games like Cocoon were my saving grace. When the ex-co-founder of Playdead created Somerville, I was looking forward to that game a lot, and then I came out of it feeling like I'd been cheated on. The very soul of what made Inside and Limbo so great was missing. And then I learned that one of the ex-designers of Playdead was actually the guy who made Cocoon, and damn, that makes so much more sense. The great thing about Cocoon is that it refuses to hold your hand at all. No instructions, no dialogue, not even a tutorial. It's just you and your sense of curiosity that drags you between the many spaces and many worlds hidden in Cocoon. And when you hatch the solution, you're rewarded with a sense of accomplishment many great puzzle games struggle to achieve. Cocoon is as unique as it is imaginative, and it dunks on several AAA games without having to say a single thing. When I first played this game and saw the talking flower, I was like, ugh. Then when I kept playing the game and saw the wonder flower, I was like, And when the game transported me into a choir of singing flowers, I knew this was about to go fucking crazy. Why is it that games put in a ton of filler to increase length and playtime when fucking Mario is just fun for the entirety of its duration? Sometimes I genuinely feel bad for developers when they release something that they think needs to be graphically amazing, have an intriguing storyline, and flashy game mechanics, while Mario just becomes a sticky blob of goop and yep. That's all, folks. Thanks for trying, you fucking pieces of shit. My biggest fear with Tears of the Kingdom was that Breath of the Wild existed. When you live in a world with no Breath of the Wild, and then you have it, you've just set yourself an impossible task because now you have to match that feeling when creating Tears of the Kingdom. And how is that gonna work? Well, make the map 3 times bigger and give the player unlimited creativity to mess with the world. The best part is, it doesn't even decide to stop there. There are vastly distinct changes in the areas and villages you remember from the first game, and it all contributes to feeling like an even more incredibly lived-in world. Tears of the Kingdom doesn't feel like a sequel, but more like an incredibly dense and expansive love letter to Breath of the Wild, as if to say, we know you missed this world, so go ahead and spend 100 more hours in it. I cannot believe how Xbox managed to drop the ball so fucking hard after hyping up Starfield and Redfall, when their greatest game this year that actually got me to buy an Xbox was none other than Hi-Fi Rush. This is a game that is a celebration of all things video gaming. It is wild, charming, bright, colorful, and so fucking fun that I feel like the developers equally had a lot of fun making it as I did playing it. The level design is so compact, the gameplay is so addictive, the characters are so alive, the music is so out of this goddamn world, and it had me laughing and smiling all the way through to the end credits. There's so much personality seeping out of every corner that I'm not even sure Hi-Fi Rush knows what to do with it. It's in the boss fights, the enemies, the helper bots, even the levels are dancing to the beat. Hi-Fi Rush is the single greatest thing Xbox has put out since Game Pass, and if it wants to keep competing with the big boys, it's gotta make more games like these. Here's the thing about Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know what to say to do this game justice because I haven't even been able to finish this game as yet. And that is a testament to the amount of shit there is to do in this game. I thought video games wouldn't reach new heights after Breath of the Wild, and then even more after Elden Ring. And as I live and breathe, I'm playing a game where I stumble upon 2 of the ugliest creatures in the world fucking because my curiosity took me to an old hut where I heard thumping noises. The amount of freedom in this game is a joke. So often was the case where I would find myself completely backed into a corner in encounters, and then some ingenious solution would come to me and I would find a way out. The character voice acting is absolutely incredible. The branching dialogue options actually mean something in the grand scheme of things, and I would always discover and be rewarded with new things to see and do, either on accident or on purpose. Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that you will not be able to see in all of your first playthrough or any number of subsequent playthroughs after. It demands you give it the attention and time it deserves, and for Larian to pull off such a feat where other game developers were actually tweeting to say gamers should not expect this kind of quality, that is ridiculous. Baldur's Gate 3 is rare and restores my faith in how absolutely jaw-droppingly mind-blowing video games can be.